Good morning, it's Sunday morning. I'm here in Beverly Hills and on the corner of Rodeo Drive. Usually it's a quiet Sunday morning. The last few weeks has been completely empty, except now obviously it's full of people, and this is the kind of thing we are seeing on the ground. This is really quite incredible, and kill Bezos. I mean, what the hell is that about? F the 1%. So ironically, a few weeks ago, Beverly Hills City brought in an ordinance to say that it's illegal to walk on the streets without a mask, or you get a $1,000 spot fine. I believe now in England, well, as of next Sunday, you're going to get a £1,000 fine if you fly in and leave your self-isolation. So here, however, clearly the police have got a lot more to do. I mean, this is just devastation. I just want to sort of show you where I am. I mean, relative devastation. So this is probably one of the world's most expensive shopping districts, and yet right the way down, there are stores which are boarded up, and this is actually where I wanted to start. I'm here outside. Can you see it? Okay, I'm outside Alexander McQueen. Now, if you've seen any of the news reports, which I'm assuming you have, this is where there was rioting and there was looting yesterday. I mean, it's just extraordinary. You know, you're going to recognize Rodeo Drive from such films as Beverly Hills Cop, Pretty Woman, and now CNN and Fox News. Cops get a real job. I mean, the LAPD, like, these guys are amazing. I've got a good friend of mine, Ivan Woolkind, who's works over at the Jewish Federation of LA. He's on the volunteer crew of the LAPD, often works through the night, and just the stuff I hear, I mean, they work so hard, these guys. Obviously, there are massive problems, you know, endemically in the States in times of, you know, the tragedy with Floyd, tragedy with this police brutality. But jail the killer cops. Obviously, the guy who did the killing is going to be punished accordingly. But you know, the rest of these guys, the police are out there risking their lives. But this is, look at this thing. Eat the rich. Fuck 12. Fuck the police. You know, there's a lot of, obviously, a tremendous amount of discontent. I mean, this is just, I don't know. I've been walking. Corruption, eat the rich. I mean, I've been walking down here on Shabbat afternoons, on Saturday afternoons, and it's bizarre, just these empty shops. And I know this is sort of the world over, anarchy, revolution's coming, revolution is right here. Now, I mean, you know, obviously the tragedies of the mom and pop shops, the small businesses, the people who are unemployed. This is just this anger, the anger which has played itself out on the streets, and obviously Beverly Hills is an easy place to come. So the streets are basically full of people this morning. Obviously, everyone's down here taking photos. No justice, no peace. Give me peace or give me war. No justice, no peace. F Trump. I mean, we got the streets, the main bit of Wilshire nearby has been closed off for quite a while, just because they're finally rebuilding the subway here. We've got some cops, Beverly Hills. Good morning, thank you for keeping us safe. And here there are workmen out on the streets. So right now we've got workmen out on the streets, busily boarding up shops. This is the action. I guess the workmen who were there through the night, they were out boarding stuff up. And you know, who knows what's going to happen after dark tonight? I mean, quite seriously, it's been a long time. What was it, like 28 years since the last LA riots? Personally, I mean, I've been I don't know, been ready. I don't find these riots a surprise. I mean, there was the tragedy which sparked it off, but it's really felt like in Los Angeles, it's kind of been waiting for another riot, because there is massive civil discontent out here. You have this incredible area. I mean, like literally one of the most beautiful, rich, luscious shopping districts in the entire world. Look at this. Oh my God. Let's just take a look. Okay, the looting which has happened in here. Good morning.
Yes, that's what happened here.
Windows smashed. All right, thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing. For those who are just tuning in, here at Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills 90210, there is a police escort here. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, sirs. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how many police officers there are in the United States of America. You know, clearly there are a small percentage of bad guys. Hoping to do an interview at some point soon with a friend who's going to have some very, very interesting views on this. You know, like, everyone's doing their best. I mean, I think America's amazing. I love America. I love the ideals it stands for. And yet there are problems. You know, we have problems everywhere. Eat the rich. Fuck the... I mean, we are... Just for a bit of context. So, this is Beverly Hills. I'm on Rodeo Drive. It crosses over with Wilshire, is the next cross street. Then you've got Olympic. Then you've got Pico. Pico is where a lot of the Jewish community are. Or this part, Pico Robertson, Pico Beverly, Pico La Cienega. But however, if you turn left, if you head east from here, within about 10 miles or so, you're going to get to downtown Los Angeles. Literally, I mean, you know, all over the states, praying for peace. I mean, praying for the family of Floyd and Mr. Floyd and those who've been attacked. Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for doing this. There we go. This is insane. This is insane. Defund the LAPD. Defund the LAPD. I mean, the Los Angeles Police Department. I don't know. I'm not trying to make this a defense, God forbid. Stop colonial violence. Yeah, we've got to stop the violence. But like, if the police weren't here, I mean, God knows. Like, the justice is gonna happen. Hopefully they'll keep on rooting out, keep on cleaning up these police departments. But we do need some sense of peace. Okay, Louis Vuitton. Let's go up via Rodeo. This is a particularly sort of beautiful little street. We're gonna end up, I think we're gonna end up our walk on one of the big hotels. So right here, again, boarded up. I don't know if anyone's seen the film The Purge. It was kind of this interesting, very, very compelling, very, very sick film, which is set in, I think basically set in LA. Just this idea of kind of they shut down the streets and then there's overnight violence for a 24-hour period, or for one night rather, 12 hours. Again, boarded up streets here in Via Rodeo. This is this little shopping district. Again, all the locations for all the movies over the years. Obviously the TV series Beverly Hills 90210, Pretty Woman, Beverly Hills Cop, and on it goes. All right, let's just turn it around. Boarded up shops. I mean, boarded up shops. Excuse my language, but for fuck's sake, this is Beverly Hills. I mean, they've got to clean this up. Corona wasn't enough. They got the riots. Then there's the earthquake possibility. Okay, let's take a look here. Again, one of the most expensive hotels, certainly in America. Take a look at this. Boarded up. Boards. There's a Wilshire Boulevard sign. Corner of Rodeo. And over here they closed the road anyway. I mean, the good news back here, or some good news which made me happy, is they finally They're rebuilding, they're building this underground system, a metro system to help people get around LA. I mean, try and get people off the car system. Tiffany's, I'm outside here. Tiffany's is boarded up. In fact, that makes, you know what? Tiffany & Co., that's pretty unique. There appears to be no graffiti. However, if we go over the road to Fendi, let's see if we can get a close-up on this. Burn prisons. No pigs. Okay. There is this problem of endemic racism in the States. Black people, particularly males, being oppressed but through systematic racism, getting charged in the courts, getting more felonies, disproportionately more, something that a white person could get away with. The black person statistically is going to get punished a lot stronger for it. Louis Vuitton, boarded up. I mean, it's shocking. Like, there are, say, this kind of systematic racism which is built into the system. At the same time, like, America's a, you know, there are amazing things about the country. Good morning. Thank you for being. How are you feeling? Do you mind? I'm just showing the positive. Okay.
I'll have a conversation with
okay.
you, but I prefer not.
I just wanted to thank you, showing my friends in England. I really acknowledge.
Thank you for visiting us. Sorry you had to come at this.
No, I want to acknowledge the LAPD and thank you for everything you're doing. I mean, for the positives and, you know, the good guys.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't affect where you're from, sir. So.
England's a whole other thing. All of it, but thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I mean, it's interesting. In Ethics of the Fathers, in the Jewish oral law, there is a teaching which is pray for the welfare of the government, for the rulers, because without them, everyone would kind of eat their fellow alive. For those who are just, this is the Christian Dior, they're boarded up here. Death to Capital over there, BLM Never Forget, and then another Dior, Dolce and Gabbana. I'll give you a bit of a slow. Okay, Living Hell. Boarded up signs. It raises other questions, which is, we have enough, sorry, I'm jumping from topic to topic. The inequality, when can it be balanced out? The sheer amount of money that is within this place now. I believe in capitalism, I believe in the free market, excuse politics. However, the justice, not even the social justice, like the justice in itself. Okay, Yves Saint Laurent. And God, I understand this. There was like these riots, I don't know, I've been waiting for these to happen. I mean, they were going to happen sooner or later. It felt for a long time, excuse the background noise, they're cleaning the streets. I mean, literally, although they didn't need to clean up metaphorically. The imbalance within one country, we don't need to have poverty. We don't need to have people below the breadline. We don't need to have kids who are on school. We don't, not being schooled properly. And there is anger, and it doesn't justify any of this. Michael Kors. I'll see if I can get away from the sounds. Rolex, Patek Philippe, literally shop after shop after shop. I'm not saying this with like a there are real there are people who are really hit. There are obviously these small shops, these small family shops around the States, around the world, these small places who families are getting devastated, commerce is getting devastated. We'll let the street cleaner go by. But what I wanted to show here, in Beverly Hills, 90210, not to name drop, but just for the context, it's sort of like a projection of wealth. It's an ideal. It's the home of so many films which go shown here, but it's also a target for anger and a target for discontent, and it's a thermometer. And for those of you who've seen, well, on Christmas Day last couple of years, I've headed downtown with the whole Santa Mitzvah project, and I've been down a few other times, and you know, occasionally you go to the homeless shelters like the Midnight Mission and hand out food. I mean, there's 30,000 homeless people in Los Angeles, 10 miles from here. You go down Wilshire Boulevard, turn east, you're going to be in downtown LA in Skid Row. They did in the last homeless count, I don't know what the current figures are, something like 57,000 homeless people in California. Now, if you're going to be, you know, if God forbid someone's homeless in America, good morning. Morning, thank you. So it has Living Hell up. What shop is that? Chanel. So let's just get a shot there. So they are boarding up. I've got to go in a few minutes and teach my Hebrew school class, but this is, where was I? Anyone? Yeah, the imbalance in the States. I mean, this sort of pure imbalance which is going in here. There are things I love about America. I'm so grateful to be here, as long as they let me stay, which well, that's another subject. Like the freedom, the things that can be achieved, like really the idea of the American dream. There's such positivity. There aren't people trying to cut one another down, trying to sort of step on success. America celebrates success, and at the same time, there are vast levels of systematic racism. There is not an equal justice, and justice can depend, or rather, yeah, the justice system can depend upon the color of your skin. There doesn't need to be this poverty out here. And this is not, I deeply believe this is not a party thing. It's not about a current administration or another administration. Like, it's kind of everyone's responsibility, because this has been going on, Democrat, Republican, it's been going on before the nation was started, you know, when there was slavery, for goodness sakes. But their anger is there, and the anger is being played out. Okay, let's look at, morning everyone. Let's look up at Ralph Lauren. Okay, again, a gorgeous place. I don't know if this was this one of the places Julia Roberts was coming out of on her great Pretty Woman escapades. BLM. Ralph Lauren. You see, good morning, thank you. I bought my mask, to just compliment me on my mask. I bought my mask, it was from China. Hashtag question. Yeah, look, the BLM, we got a problem there. I mean, the anti-Zionism, the endemic anti-Semitism that was within the movement. Yeah, we understand there is this major upset. I mean, God, it's difficult out here. Living in hell. Celine Paris. BLM. Okay, cops get a real job. Cops get a real job. And for those who didn't see earlier, so Alexander McQueen, if you go back, if you look online, you'll see the CNN, the Fox News reports, this is what was looted yesterday. So this imbalance, it kind of reminds me of South Africa, of Cape Town, where you've kind of got people living in gated communities, and the rich poor, this sort of third world thing, like very, very close together. And there is a class divide. I mean, like, certainly I know we're all experiencing, or most of us are experiencing it in some ways or another. There is a rent bubble in Los Angeles. You can't, you know, a 2-bedroom house is going to cost $1.5 million. A 2-bedroom property, you know, a 2-bedroom apartment, you got $3,000 and up. I mean, it's absolutely insane. The prices are rising and rising, and at the same time, there was breakouts of tuberculosis downtown. typhoid. They've got these old diseases, cholera, hepatitis, 10 miles from here, 12 miles from here. And there is universal health care. Like, despite what it's saying, you know, if God forbid, if you need a doctor, you can show up at a clinic. It's not like there's not health care. However, there is a massive imbalance. And what do we do? What do we do? Widespread drug addiction, fentanyl, synthetic heroin equivalent, overdoses every day. People who don't have enough schooling. There's illiteracy. There's the jail system. I mean, did you know? I only learned about this relatively recently, last year. The amount of there are these privately run prisons. So privately run prisons in the States, and the prisons overnight they kind of get their prisoners out working, building bridges, building roads in the middle of the night, and basically it means it's in their interest so that the prisons get money. They can make money off the prisoners. However, the prisoners can't get paid because they're in prison. So as a result, there is this workforce who are having to work for free whilst being jailed, whilst the prisons are making money off of them. Which means, firstly, it's in the prisons, it's in the jail system, it's in the prisons' interest to have prisoners in there because they got a free workforce. And there's only one word for it, which is slavery, or more specifically, the phrase is institutionalized slavery. So slavery, I mean, apart from the whole sex trafficking system, which is a whole other thing, they've got this institutionalized slavery. So meanwhile, you've got the good police, you've got the bad police, you've got the good court systems, you've got the ones who are basically feeding it, you've got those who are pure and those who are sort of believing in the ideals of America, which it was set up upon. And then you've got those who are out to make the money and out to get the power and out to misuse the power rather than to use the power. So I'm going to end with a prayer. God, please grant peace to the world. Please grant peace to those who are oppressed, the orphans, the widows. Please restore justice, Lataken Olamba Malchut Shaddai, justice, a divine justice, which is repairing, which is restoring, which is balancing. Pray for our oppressed communities, particularly out here in the States, for the African American communities, for other minorities, that they should be strengthened, that everyone should be treated as well as possible. Justice, 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 as the Torah says, tzedek, tzedek tirdof. I pray for justice to be restored, for the ideals of a nation, the positive ideals of a nation, for the nation to reach its highest potential, for America to be a positive light unto the world, using its power, using the amazing resources it has, so that no one should go hungry, no one should be clothless. Everyone should be clothed, everyone should be fed. The homeless should be housed. Amen. All right, thanks for watching. Please join the prayers for peace. Please do a mitzvah today. Do a good deed of some sort, something to elevate. Give some money to tzedakah. We don't use the word charity in Hebrew because tzedakah is balancing out. And this is it. Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills. Scenes of devastation, scenes of anarchy written on the walls, shops being kicked in, looted shops, angry signs against the police, pavements, shop windows, walls, graffitied all over. Let's find some good news today. All right, be grateful for what you got, be lovely to your family, phone someone today, say hello, tell them you love them. See you soon.